Welcome to the Chimney and Fireplace Success Network, a weekly broadcast sponsored by CVC Coaching, hosted each week by industry speaker, coach, author, and educator Jerry Eisenhower. Our presentations are produced to assist business owners and managers in turning their business dreams into their business realities. And now, here's your host, Jerry Eisenhower.
Good afternoon, and I want to welcome you again to another episode of the Chimney and Fireplace Success Network. This is episode number 55, and this is sponsored by the CVC Success Group. We want to encourage you to take a look at all of the services and products that we offer for those in the home services industry, our education platform, our coaching services, our training, and all the different things that we offer. We can be reached at info@cvcsuccessgroup.com. So this week, we got a really exciting topic because we're going to talk about software systems for customer management on this week's edition. Now, when I got into home services, we didn't have any software. My first computer was an Apple II Plus back in the 80s, one of the Steve Jobs ones, and there wasn't any software systems. But today, most home service contractors are now using some type of software system. So our guest this week is a guy by the name of Kolby Tuck, and he works for a company called ServiceTitan. And ServiceTitan, to give you a little background on it, came into the software business several years ago. They developed a system for plumbers. They developed a system for HVAC, for garage door openers, and now they're into the chimney service industry and have designed a really unique, very progressive software system. So my guest today that's going to answer my question is his name is Kolby Tuck. He's coming from us from the ServiceTitan headquarters out in Los Angeles, but he's originally from Dallas, Texas. So Kolby, you out there with me today, ready to rock and roll with this?
Yes, sir. I am out here. We are ready to roll.
That's great. So let's start with the first question, Kolby. Let me ask you this. What is home service software? Exactly what are we talking about here when we say the words home service software? What are we talking about, brother?
Absolutely. And I think it's great to note just from the beginning, anybody in the home services, I think we all know anybody who's had a history in it, owned a business like yourself. Home service, you don't really compare it and think of technology, right? It's not something that really correlates. And something we find at ServiceTitan specifically is we understood that the home service industry was very underserved. And I think that's some great place to start. And so here at ServiceTitan, when you say home service software, we want to make sure we're making people's lives easier, their day-to-day jobs easier, more productive. So I think overall, home service software is the operating business. It's the operating platform that you're going to run your business on. And so as technology has grown, ServiceTitan, that's what we are. And we are a one-stop shop for an operating business management platform. So you can think, go ahead.
Let's tell everybody about who ServiceTitan is. What do you guys do? And I think it's real important that you share how did ServiceTitan get started, because it's a real unique story of how you guys got started out there.
Absolutely. And so we have a slogan here at ServiceTitan. We say we're born in the trades, we're built for the trades. And, real honored and blessed to work for ServiceTitan because both our founders, Ara and Vahe, they come from the home service background. So both their fathers are born and raised in the trades. Ara's dad was a contractor. Vahe's dad is a plumbing. He actually owns a shop over here in the valley of the California called Thrifty Rooter. And lovely enough, both their sons went off to school to do computer coding. And next thing we know, they were wanting to find ways to help their father. So ServiceTitan came from a place of just wanting to be able to help their dads thrive, do their jobs easier, any way they can. And that's how ServiceTitan came about. We were back in 2013, started this company, born and built in the trades that, how can we help our dads succeed, do their lives easier, make their jobs more profitable, grow their business. And that's really where ServiceTitan came about, is right from the family business. And I know a lot of home service companies, that's how it is, from, passing one ownership to another. It's family in the family, staying in the family, growing in the family, and that's where ServiceTitan came about. So we're a cloud-based system, and yeah, we pride ourselves that we have a passion to help people in the trades. We want to be just the best at it, and that's really where ServiceTitan came.
Great, got you, brother, and that's great. So let me ask you this question. Home service business software, they usually have both an office and a mobile app. So can you talk a little bit more about mobile? Because we're talking about contractors that have service crews in the field, and how are these apps used in the field?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a great question. So even in thinking about the chimney sweep era, our whole mobile platform is to make your technicians' lives easier. So if it's accessing customer service history, if it's being able to present value to a customer, and that's really what it is. It's being able to be in front of a customer and show visual sales tool, being able to ensure better sales, being able to explain value, and there's the whole adage of a picture is worth 1,000 words. And with ServiceTitan, for instance, our mobile tool, we want to be able to show our customers, if you're a suite technician, you'll be able to show like, hey, pictures, videos, current checklist of a job, make sure your technicians are doing exactly what the owner wants them to do, as well as keeping track of metrics. We also think of like price books. So with ServiceTitan, we're able to have a digital price book or a digital brochure, so to speak, and being able to show pictures of products or services that you offer, and all this being in the cloud is real time, so people in the office know exactly what is being used out in the field, and that's really the whole capability of the mobile tool, is how are you enabling your technicians, your employees, to do the job easier, faster, to be able to complete more jobs in one day than they were before. And as well as customized forms and inspection reports, being able to take payment out in the field, everything that you've probably seen done on a pen and paper, carbon copy, ServiceTitan's coming in to eliminate that, and that's where our mobile tool, especially for the home service business, is changing lives, and technicians are loving it.
Gotcha. So let me ask you this question. One of our things is always to improve the customer experience. So how does a home service software such as ServiceTitan, how do you help the contractor, your customer, how do you help them enhance and improve that customer experience?
Yeah, absolutely. So here at ServiceTitan, with our functionality is customer notifications, reminders, and communications. And this is all done via text message, email. For instance, if you can imagine having 10 service calls in the morning of, and having to manually pick up the phone and dial out to each and every customer, ServiceTitan is going to automate that process, where you can send out a confirmation email or even a text message, because that's the way the business is kind of heading. People are buying products and consuming products right from their cell phone. Just like booking a restaurant or a reservation. They're doing everything from their cell phones these days. So ServiceTitan, we want to tap into that, and being able to, as an office manager or even a CSR, how can you give customers instant feedback, instant emails, being able to give them value right in front of their faces. So being able to text message a customer like, hey, your technician is on his way. He'll be there in 12 minutes, being able to track that in real time, just like you track your Uber or your Lyft. Technicians out in the field are able to take and share photos with the customer to prove where that extra work is needed. I did a little research, especially on the chimney sweep industry, being able to take a picture of a buildup of creosote, how important that could be to be like, hey, I'm not lying to you, I'm not pulling your leg. This is why we would probably want to clean this and maybe do a yearly check. I took a picture of your chimney cap, it's getting pretty rusted, whatever that may be. You're able to present that right to the customer. You're able to, email custom receipts, an invoice right then and there. So no longer having to print out paper copies to a customer and handing it over. It can be right there, no paper trail. And as well as just efficient scheduling and dispatching with ServiceTitan. We want to make sure we're sending the right technician to the right job. And as for a business owner, you want your technician showing up to a house that has the owner there, not an empty house and having to reschedule and call back. ServiceTitan, we're going to be able to make sure that's all automated. people are going up to jobs where they need to be. Estimates are done quick and efficiently, as well as follow-ups, because not every job is going to close right on site. And being able to follow up with a customer, know exactly what you presented them last time, know their customer service history, you can really give that white glove treatment to customers. And that's where ServiceTitan is going to help in the home service industry. And you want a company coming back to you is how you treat them. And customer service and customer experience is really big for us, because imagine being at home, getting to know that, hey, my technician's only 10 minutes away. I have time to walk the dog, drink a cup of coffee. I can see where he's coming. He's stuck in a little traffic. No worries, he'll be here. And that's ServiceTitan. We do that for you.
Man, that's all great stuff. Now, one of the things when I looked at ServiceTitan a couple years ago for some clients of mine was that in the HVAC industry, some of these companies run hundreds of trucks, hundreds of crews. And what I was finding, it was a lot of them were basing their business growth on having a good home ServiceTitan type support vehicle to help them. So tell me how ServiceTitan is going to help support business growth. What does this software system do to accomplish that?
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of the things, it's in the little things here at ServiceTitan. We want to make sure we help businesses grow. So if it's a 10% increase in an average ticket, if it's a 10% increase in maybe booked appointments, so the more calls you have, your CSRs are booking more of those jobs, as well as because your technician can provide value over a phone, take payment faster, maybe do his job even quicker, more efficiently, and maybe he's able to fit in more service jobs. That's how it's the little things that we help reduce double data entry, say into QuickBooks, or even triple data entry. We reduce those. We help ensure quicker follow-up sales, as well as just being able to know your guys are doing exactly what you want them to do. If it's checklists, everything from pre-built estimates as a selling tool is something that's huge for technicians. So if you have a good, better, best that you may sell, even on a simple service call, you can pre-build that into ServiceTitan. So when your technician's presenting that to a customer, it can go option A, option B, and option C right with the click of a button. And business growth overall, ServiceTitan is just going to dial in on those key KPIs or key performance indicators and metrics that should be important to a business owner to know, like, hey, how are we doing right now? And being able to, because we're real-time data and it's real-time on the cloud, you're able to course correct. You can know how you're doing in June and be able to course correct in June rather than waiting in July to figure out how your month was. And we find that's really, really big. And as well as just giving your technicians the tools to sell easier. You know, we know that not every technician thinks of himself as a sales guy. He just wants to get in there, fix the job, and on to the next. So with ServiceTitan, even back to the mobile app, how easy is it to provide customers value without really even having to talk much? You're just being able to hand over somebody an iPad with pictures and details of the service, and simple add-ons you could do as far as like relining, rebuilding chimney caps, whatever it may be. These are all things that could help the business grow. And I think a big thing, like you mentioned, that can coordinate with the HVAC industry is memberships. So if you're cleaning somebody's chimney, you can easily sign them right there for the next year. Be like, hey, thanks for choosing our service today. Let's get you locked in for next year for this annual thing, and you know what? We'll take 20% off, or have $20 promotion discount because of what we did today, and you're signing up earlier for us, and as well as like selling memberships and being able to track all of that, as well as just knowing who your customers are, is something really big with ServiceTitan. And all these little things add up to growing your company. And we have a statistic here with ServiceTitan that we usually see companies' growth with between 24 to 25% overall in the first 9 to 12 months. And that's something that we want to make sure we can do with every business that we work with.
And that's real great, but there's one thing that everybody wants, and that is more profit. So tell me, how does ServiceTitan software improve profitability? Because it is an investment, they have to pay for the service, but on the back end, the return on the investment is significant. So let's explore that a little bit, Kolby.
Yeah, absolutely. So, return on investment, such a buzzword. And, ServiceTitan, we take it very seriously here. For instance, for an owner and just for the business overall, we're going to give you real insight to how you're doing right then and there with real numbers. So if it's our dashboard that's telling you how your technician's performance is going, if it's our reporting capability, knowing like, hey, what's my revenue per truck? What's my job costing? What's my profit and loss statement? With a click of a button, you can know exactly how profitable you are on each job. And I think that's important for owners who are taking their business seriously, knowing like, hey, how can we, save more, make more, take our business to the next level? If it's 8%, 12%, or even looking in the high level, how do we get from a $3 million company to a $5 million company? And I know with a lot of mom and pop shops we work with, they want to hit that $1 million threshold. And with Service Titan, we pride ourselves to getting them there. So if it's making decisions proactively is what I always say. And what I like to tell our customers is that, hey, with Service Titan, you're going to know how your month is going, like I said, in June, so you can make the necessary decisions to course correct, to maybe teach your technicians to sell better, to teach your CSRs who answer the phone better customer experience tips and pointers right then and there. You don't have to wait 2-3 weeks, a month, or even at the end of the month where you're doing all that big time reporting. Because we integrate with QuickBooks, all that's all the payables, receivable, all that's integrated together. And so you know where your business is standing. I think on top of that as well, with return on investment, because you have to market your business with Service Titan, we have a really great marketing campaign. So pretty much you're making sure, in layman terms, you're not spending money on bad marketing. For instance, what stands us apart from a lot of a competition of field service management software out there is that Service Titan, you're not only able to just track, what marketing campaigns brought what customers. We take that even a step further. So we add the dollar sign to it. So you can have a number, a specific call tracking number, and these are free into Service Titan. You can have as many numbers as you want, a number for Facebook, a number for Google, a number for Yelp, and you can have an individual number. So when someone calls in, before you even answer the phone with Service Titan in our phone tracking phone interface, you know what customer it is, how they heard about you. So you no longer have to say, hey, Jerry, thanks for calling Lehigh Chimney Sweeps. How'd you hear about us today? You already know, like, hey, Jerry, thanks for seeing us. I'm glad you saw our advertising on Facebook. I'm glad we're able to reach you. How can I help you today? And you know exactly what market they came from. And we follow that job all the way to when your technician's accepting payment. So not only do you know that Google's bringing you 20 leads this month, but you can attach a dollar sign. So 20 leads may end up to $1,000. And then you can compare that to Facebook. Facebook's giving me 10 leads. Man, it's $1,500 this month. Maybe I need to invest more into Facebook and lay off Google for right now. So that's one way we help with that. And I think overall, with just return on investment, we help buy back people's time. And it's pretty crazy, but even hearing our customers tell us, like, I didn't think it was possible, but now I'm spending an hour less on payroll. I'm spending 2 hours less on those paperwork of copying invoices into QuickBooks. And you take that time back and you're able to invest it back into the business. We hear a lot of owners say, like, because it's real time and cloud-based, I'm able to take a vacation, know exactly how my business is doing when I'm gone, and I'm not coming back into a swamp full of paperwork and getting buried. And I think that's something that it's the little things that add up. And we at Service Titan, we walk with you the entire way. If it's post sale, we make sure you're using the product the right way with our customer success group. We really take pride in that our customer service is top notch. And yeah, I think for being profitable, like you said, it's important, and we want to make sure the investment is worth it and that we're a good fit. So
that's great,
man. Yeah.
Because what you're doing is you're keying on the KPIs and being able to track the metrics with this system. Am I correct in what I just heard?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, if it's the little things, tech performance, CSR booking rate, average ticket size, and because how can you increase your average ticket size if you don't know what your current average ticket size is? And how can you improve maybe your newest technician's close rate without giving them tools to learn? So if it's a matter of like, hey, I understand you're still learning how we sell, you can give him a checklist for when he shows up to a job on his mobile tablet. Hey, did you greet the customer? Initial. Did you put on your booties before you walked into the house to make sure you don't get any soot or dirt on the carpet? Yes, check that. Did you do your inspection form so you can take pictures to prove to the customer, like, hey, this is how your chimney's doing right now today. It looks great. We probably don't need to replace it, or the chimney cap, we don't need to replace it, but it is getting quite rusty. Maybe we want to look maybe in the next visit, where you can take pictures of that, just so you can have a full-on visibility for every call. And I think it also goes back to the office too. Your CSRs with ServiceTitan can prep the customer to get their job site ready for when a chimney sweeper comes in, that technician comes in, the mantle's clear, things are moved away 3, 4, 5 feet from the fireplace. Things are ready for that work, so the technician can come in, get to work, be efficient, provide great customer service, and on top of that, yeah, you're able to track all those key metrics. Because
yeah, it sounds like you're preparing the customer for the technician visit very well with this system. We're notifying them, we're letting them know we're 15 minutes away, 12 minutes away. They can track the truck coming to their house, gives them a chance to do all that. So let me ask you this question. Is there any unique ways that any of your chimney clients have started using ServiceTitan that you would share that could be a benefit to people that are listening?
Yeah, absolutely. So we like to call it the virtual ride-along training. So recording the customer's presentation on tablet so the CSR can better manage expectations and check up on estimates that were given directly to that customer. So as a technician, I presented an estimate to a client out in the field. And I know this is something that Chesapeake and Lord's Chimney do a lot, that are customers of ServiceTitan. And so as a CSR, I can look at exactly what they presented the customer. I don't have to, weed through the waters of like, hey, what price did they give you? What did they show you? You know exactly what they did. So when you follow up on that open estimate, maybe it didn't close there, you can go, hey, Jerry, this is Kolby at Chesapeake's. So grateful that Bob came out to your house. I'm glad that you reviewed him and he did a great job. We just want to make sure you saw that estimate and you can follow up on a timely manner. We find that rule of 5 days is a good amount within those 5 days is a good time to follow up with the customer who you just visited that didn't close on that spot. And like I mentioned before, we already even touched on this, but something that Chesapeake also does is that the CSR saves so much valuable time by prepping the customer, by getting their job place ready, and being able to do that without even having to pick up the phone is huge. Nowadays, everybody likes to text message because it's quick and easy. So you can two-way text message your customers like, hey, remember, these are the checklists for the job day to clear this, clear that, have the mantle ready, and remove all the valuables that you don't want to get dirty or have broken on accident. And one thing they say, it's in writing as a liability thing. We did tell you this. It's in writing, it's on record, and that's all under the customer service history. So when you go back to a customer's house, when you last serviced them, what type of products you sold or didn't sell. And I think important thing is on a remaining balance that they may have that you have to collect on. Exactly when a customer calls in that remaining balance alert, they still owe us X amount. It's important for a company to be on top of those things. And with ServiceTitan, we don't let them slip through the cracks.
Yeah, and it made me feel real good because the virtual ride-along, that was a system that we devised and implemented and launched last year. So yeah. This enables us to see and hear how the technician, so you'll understand what that is. That is where your technician has actually recorded what they're saying to your customers. And that helps us a lot in the training aspect and how to train them to be better presenters. So anyway, so it's some great stuff there. So Kolby, the last thing is, if someone is interested in ServiceTitan, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you to get a demonstration?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to be, directing to a site that's provided here, and you're going to be able to provide that link. ServiceTitan.com /Jerry, I believe, is a site where if you're interested in learning about ServiceTitan today, feel free to reach out to us. Our team would love to contact you, learn about your guys' business, and ideally with ServiceTitan, we are a very robust platform, so we do want to make sure I would say the companies that see the best return on investment and the best value with ServiceTitan is usually when they have somebody dedicated full time in the office, just because we do touch every area of the business, that we want to make sure implementing us isn't a hassle. We don't take away from that business. So we usually see about one person full time in the office with at least 3 technicians, 3 trucks out on the road. That's really a great ideal customer profile right now for us. That's people are seeing success with ServiceTitan around that range. And yeah, if you want to go to the site that we have located, I believe the servicetitan.com/Jerry. That's correct. And they could go there. You guys can submit for a demo. We'll be able to reach out and coordinate a time where our expectations is we want to learn about your guys' business. We want people to learn about ServiceTitan, and we always call that first call that discovery call to make sure we're a good fit for each other, and that we can, again, like you said, get back to that return on investment and be profitable for each company we speak with. And we take that very seriously. We want to be the best in class about it. And yeah, so people can go to that website, and feel free to even check out our website as well, which is servicetitan.com. But yeah, that's servicetitan.com/Jerry, and that's the site you guys can sign up to talk more, maybe even myself.
Yeah, and the neat thing about using that, so you'll know if you're, to the listeners, they do different industries. So if you use that particular link, they're going to know you're coming out of the chimney and venting industry, and they'll be able to gear that to your needs. Would I be correct in that, Kolby?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be able to customize our approach, and we know exactly. We've been doing a lot of research here at ServiceTitan in the chimney industry, and we want to make sure we tailor it to those verticals. So yeah, it's exactly right. Let us know where you're coming from, and that site's going to let us know that you heard us from our podcast, that you're a chimney sweep, and we'll be able to tailor ServiceTitan to you.
Okay, well, Kolby, I want to appreciate you for giving me some time today here. I think you've done a lot of information, got some good stuff out. So, folks, as you're investigating software, look them up again at servicetitan.com/Jerry, and that will let them know that you are coming out of the chimney service venting industry, and they will be able to do that demo based on the needs, because they'll understand your needs going in. Well, I want to thank you for joining us here again this week on the Chimney and Fireplace Success Network. It's brought to you every week by the CVC Success Group, and we look forward to you joining us next week on our next edition. This has been Jerry Eisenhower and my guest today, Kolby Tuck from ServiceTitan. Look them up. Put them to the test. I think they will exceed your expectation. Kolby, am I pretty good in saying that?
Yeah, you're pretty good, Jerry. Again, we just want to thank you for having us. It's been an honor to be on the podcast, and we love what we do. We have a passion for making sure the home service thrive, and we want to help every company out there, and that's our motto. So we want to be a great team. We want to exceed the extraordinary, and yeah, achieve the extraordinary, and yeah, we want to be excellent in it. So again, thank you for having us. Thank you for having me.
We'll put you on again sometime. So
Will do.
This is it for this week's edition of the Chimney and Fireplace Success Network. Join us every week to help you with ways to move your business to your business dreams. Let's make them your business realities. Talk to you next time.
Thanks for joining us here each week at the Chimney and Fireplace Success Network, sponsored by CVC Coaching, providing you the coaching and educational outreach services you need to move to your dream destination in business and in life.